Hello students, Apna Study presents you the Hindu news bulletins for the 9th of July. Before we start, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
National news. Sanyukt Kisan Morcha protests.
Sanyukt Kisan Morcha's call to protest against fuel price hikes and rising costs of essential commodities. The SKM said there were reports of protests from locations in at least 13 states. The number of people at each protest was relatively small, nowhere near the thousands who joined rallies during the heady winter days.
COVID-19. The cabinet approves 23,123 crore rupees package.
Cabinet approves 23,123 crore rupees package to boost emergency response and healthcare systems. Package includes funding for 20,000 additional ICU, intensive care unit, beds and the setting up of pediatric units in all districts. Package would be implemented from July 1, 2021 to March 31, 2022.
Sanofi and GSK approved for Phase 3 study in India.
Global, randomized, double-blind Phase 3 study will include more than 35,000 volunteers aged 18 and older across sites in the US, Asia, Africa, and Latin America. All participants, including the control group, will be offered the study vaccine as soon as it is determined to be safe and effective.
EPF officers relieved of duties.
Nearly 120 top officials in the Employees Provident Fund Organization, EPFO, were transferred in an unprecedented en masse mid-year transfer on July 6 through two separate orders. As many as 12 additional Central PF commissioners were transferred, while 105 RPFC-1 rank officers were shifted to new postings as per the transfer orders reviewed by The Hindu.
COVID-19. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tells ministers there is no place for complacency.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi tells Council of Ministers there is no place for complacency in fight against COVID-19. He was addressing the ministers via video conferencing in their first such meeting after taking oath of office on Wednesday. He said India's vaccination and testing rates were high, but the surge in infections in many European countries should instill caution in India too.
Social media platforms like Facebook can't ease responsibility.
Supreme Court says giant social media platforms cannot evade responsibility by, simplistically, claiming they had no power over third-party information they display. The court was deciding on a petition filed by Facebook India chief Ajit Mohan challenging the summons issued by Delhi Legislative Assembly's Peace and Harmony Committee.
5 members of the Joint Committee on Personal Data Protection.
5 members of the Joint Committee on Personal Data Protection Bill, including its chairperson Meenakshi Lekhi, have been inducted into the Council of Ministers. The inductees include the new Minister for Electronics and Information Technology Ashwani Vaishnav and Minister of State Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
International news. Haitian President Jovenel Moise assassinated in Port-au-Prince.
Jovenel Moise, 53, was assassinated at his private residence in Port-au-Prince early on Wednesday. Unidentified gunmen killed 4 suspects in gun battle and police chasing others. Police Chief Leon Charles said 4 suspects had been killed in a gun battle. It remains a mystery how the attackers, whoever they were, walked to a presidential residence and shot him dead.
Basil Rajapaksa becomes Sri Lanka's Minister of Finance.
Basil Rajapaksa sworn in as Sri Lanka's Minister of Finance. He is the 4th member of the family to enter the cabinet. His appointment was enabled by the resignation of a government MP and the national list system. His entry was also made possible by removing a constitutional provision barring dual citizens from entering parliament.
Jacob Zuma, first South African president to be jailed.
Jacob Zuma handed himself into a jail in his home province of KwaZulu-Natal. Campaigners hail his incarceration as a victory for the rule of law. South Africa's top court slapped Zuma with a 15-month term for contempt of court for refusing an order to appear before a probe into corruption.
Taliban in Badghis province.
Kala-i-Noor, in northwestern Badghis province, is the first regional capital to face an all-out assault by the Taliban since the US stepped up its troop withdrawal. At least 10 civilians have been taken to hospital since the fighting erupted, a health official says.
Telenor to sell its subsidiary in Myanmar.
Telenor is selling its subsidiary in Myanmar, where it is one of the major operators, as a result of the military coup in the country. Analysts expressed concern it might not bode well for freedom to use social networks. The Norwegian Telecoms Group will sell its subsidiary to M1 Group for $105 million.
Business news. Tata Consultancy Services, first quarter results.
Revenue in the 3 months ended June 30th rose 18.5% to 45,411 crore rupees. TCS added a net of 20,409 employees to take headcount to 509,058. Market growth was led by North America at 15.8%, the UK business expanded 16.3%.
Sales of vehicles rise 22.6% in June 2019.
Total retail sales of vehicles rose 22.6% from a year earlier to more than 12.1 lakh units in June 2021. However, registrations were still about 28% lower when compared with the pre-pandemic June 2019 figure of more than 16.98 lakh units. Commercial vehicles (CVs) more than tripled to 35,700 units.
Sports news. Wimbledon final highlights. Ashley Barty beats Angelique Kerber.
Ashley Barty beat Angelique Kerber 6-3, 7-6, 3 to reach Wimbledon final. Barty will play former world number 1 Karolina Pliskova of the Czech Republic in Saturday's final. The 25-year-old is the first Australian woman in 41 years to reach the Wimbledon singles final.
R. Pragnananda's World Cup prediction.
Chess prodigy R. Pragnananda is keen to make an impression on his World Cup debut next week in Sochi, Russia. The wildcard entrant opens his campaign against Paulo Bersamina, Philippines. A win will earn him a clash against the experienced Armenian Gabriel Sargsyan.